The NBA draft just wrapped up. I got to ask you guys something about this too, which I didn't even realize until this year. Do you like the 2 day draft thing?
Um, I don't really have a problem with it,
Yeah.
honestly. I just think it's not as for me. It's not so much excitement for the NBA draft compared to the NFL draft. Like I feel like for the
100%.
NFL draft, it's just way more excitement. Like leading up to it, like some people even told me they're like, "Oh man, the NBA draft is tomorrow." Like with the NFL draft, like you know when it's gonna be the last
Yep,
Thursday of
party,
April.
you're sitting
Like,
around.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, and I mean that's the thing. That's the thing. This is just the NBA trying to figure out some way to just
Right.
kind of garner that NFL level with regards to the draft. And I mean, I like it too because doing it over 2 days because then it spreads it out. You're not trying to condense everything into one night, and then people would literally probably just watch the first round, and then after that, second round is just going to be, just like what we saw with Nikola Jokic or Nikola. Let me say Nikola. You can't say Nikola anymore. Nikola Jokic. When he got drafted, there's like the Taco Bell commercial, whatever that plays. Like I like that because at the very least you're giving more time even to these second round players and trying to generate some more hype, and that's more hype means more money for your league. So can't fault them.
Yeah, I think one of the issues that I had with it, I mean, I don't really see, and I kind of agree with what you're saying. I understand what the NBA is trying to do. They're trying to generate more drama. The more you have, the more airtime, the more commercial time, the more money it comes in. So I get the concept of it. But what didn't make any sense to me is they had the prime time slot at 8 o'clock, makes sense, do your thing. The next day it started at 4 p.m. So if you're going to try to make this in a big event, why are you doing it at 4 p.m.? Why not do another, even a 7 o'clock or something along those lines, or just make it too big, make it the production value of the 1 day better then. If that's what you're worried about, trying to make it more people eyes on it, it didn't really make any sense to do it 2 days and then the next one starts at 4 o'clock. People are still at work. Like if you're so concerned about making more drama, there's nothing less dramatic about 4 o'clock starting time for the NBA draft.
Yeah, it makes sense when you have 2 rounds in one day, like the NFL does with day two, where they got rounds 2 and 3, and then day three, it's literally 4 rounds after that. So that makes sense, the earlier start times. But yeah, it's literally the same amount of picks in both rounds. Just keep the same primetime slots, and I think, like you said, that definitely will bring you more commercial success than, oh wow, the kids just got home from school. Let's watch the draft. So
yeah, and the other thing is too is that if you wanted to, if you're gonna do, if you were worried about maybe like another missing on another opportunity, another game or something on ESPN, maybe shorten the on the clock. Then maybe second round you only get. I'm not even sure how many you get if it's 5 minutes per pick or whatever. I honestly can't remember, but shorten it to 90 seconds or something along those lines to speed it up. But that's what I think the hard part about trying to sell the NBA draft more than the NFL draft, I think, is because there's so few less players on a basketball team than there is with an NFL team. Literally, Brock Purdy is why the NFL draft is awesome because he was a 7th round pick and the guy was already in a Super Bowl. You can still, you know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not saying you can't do that as the last pick in the NBA draft. That's not what I'm getting at. But what I'm saying is that there's day two, you still have Russell Wilson was a day two guy, Jonathan Taylor. There's still named guys that come out of day two in the NFL draft. Day three, you're most likely going to be someone that's not a name that everybody knows. You never know. It definitely happens. Tom Brady, obviously. But the point is, with the NBA draft, most second round guys, you're never going to hear because they're probably going down to the G League or they're going to some sort of farm system or they're the guys dancing on the sideline when someone makes a nice dunk. It doesn't really, that's, I think, what the difference is. There's not enough players on there to make it where it really matters.